They moved into a peaceful neighborhood, hoping for a fresh start. But what began as a quiet night routine turned into a terrifying game between the seen and the unseen. And it all started with a prayer mat they moved by itself. Ahana and her husband Rehan had just moved into a rented home on the outskirts of Lahore. It was old but charming, high ceilings, wooden doors, and a small namaz room that felt serene. Every night before bed, Ahana would neatly place her prayer mat toward the Qibla, whispering a short dua before switching off the lights. But something strange started happening. Each morning, she'd walk in to find the mat turned, now facing the opposite direction. At first, she thought Rehan was playing a prank, but Rehan denied ever entering the room after her. In fact, he started looking pale, disturbed. "There's something wrong with this house," he whispered one night. "I hear footsteps when you are asleep." One night, Ahana decided to stay awake. She kept the lights off, hid behind the curtain, and waited, watching the mat under the faint moonlight. The room's temperature dropped. She could see her breathe. A soft sound began to arise, like someone whispering in Arabic. But it wasn't Quran. It was distorted, wrong, almost mocking. And then the mat moved, slowly, deliberately. No breeze, no draft. It rotated 180 degrees and stopped. Ahana felt rooted in fear, unable to scream. But when she looked at the mirror on the wall, she saw a shadow, tall, thin, standing directly behind her. She turned, nothing. The next day, Rehan called a local imam, an older man familiar with the unseen. The moment he entered the prayer room, he stopped. His eyes widened. "Did you know," he said slowly, "that this house was built over the ruins of an old masjid, one destroyed in a fire years ago?" He explained, sometimes Jinn take residences in places once used for prayer. Not all are evil, but when disturbed or disrespected, even unknowingly, they can lash out. And the Jinn here, it was mimicking prayer, but not Allah. The imam recited Ruqya. It's a protective verses. He advised them to fast, keep the home clean with Surah Baqarah, and never pray in that room again. But that night something changed. As they lay in bed, the door to the namaz room creaked open on its own. Inside, the mat was already turning, and then they heard a baby's cry. But they had no children. Ahana clutched Rehan's arm. "Close the door. Lock it." They did. But throughout the night, the door kept unlocking. They tapped it shut. It tore. They placed a chair against it. It toppled over. The whispers returned, louder now, no longer soft. "Pray with me. Pray with me." Terrified, they planned to leave the house, but the Jinn wasn't done. On their final night, Rehan was dragged in his sleep, literally pulled off the bed. Scratches appeared on his arms. Ahana tried to scream, but found she couldn't speak. Her voice was gone. She reached for her phone to play Surah Baqarah on speaker. The room vibrated. The air turned thick. A shadow darted across the ceiling, and then silence. Their door burst open. They didn't sleep. They waited for sunrise. By dawn, they left the house with only the clothes they were wearing. The house still stands, unoccupied. Neighbors say sometimes late at night, the lights in the prayer room flicker on. No one goes in. And if you pass by at exactly 3:15 a.m., you might hear a soft voice calling out from the window, "Come, face me again." If you enjoyed this terrifying tale, subscribe for more true horror stories from around the world. And remember, always face the right direction, because something else might be watching from the wrong one.